Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. This podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
Girls don't poop.
Yeah, they shouldn't either.
They shouldn't.
Oh, I have.
But I do all the time, and I feel ashamed every time I do. I'm like, God, girls don't poop. That's what I tell myself while I'm pooping.
I have a somewhat of interesting but maybe gross story. A real one. Can I say it?
Yes, this is the pod to say it.
Is this the pod to say it?
Yeah.
I was with this lady, and
hold on.
All right.
Damn, slut.
All right, continue.
No, not really. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Anto. Bye, Anto.
Wait.
It's my roommate, guys.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the camera.
Where you going? What you got going on today?
What?
Where you going?
Just going to run some errands.
To who?
Just running errands.
Going to run some errands.
Run some errands. Okay, yeah. Very specific. That's
Hell
nice.
yeah.
That's how.
She's partying. Hell yeah. Bye. No, you can't see her. She made a face. Anyway.
So, no, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, you can't do it in front of Anto?
No.
You gotta wait till the
she's
lovely civilian leaves.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anto gets down, dude. She can take whatever your
but
story.
not on the
Anto
go.
shits too,
No,
just so you know.
No, I'm
we
sure,
all
but
shit.
but
all
this
of
is
us.
not a story on the go as you're going out to head.
Oh.
If she's sitting down, I can say. But like I feel, she's dressed up, she's ready. She's I don't want to ruin her day like this. This is not.
Well, I'm glad you're telling me at the beginning of the pod,
Yeah,
so I can get an appetite back.
Yeah, we still have a girl on the pod.
Yeah, it's cool. No. This
not a real girl.
This was educational for me too, because my reaction was like, for real? Okay, that's never thought of it that way. And I was like, all right, that's word. That's.
Well,
cool.
you never thought that girls poop?
No, I knew it goes, but that particular.
Oh,
story,
I was like, is that a real, genuine feeling that
let
you
me-
guys have?
how do you start
Actually,
the
because I
podcast?
poop before I get on
This is kind
stage.
of how it goes. I could introduce you guys earlier if you
No,
want.
sure.
I got a poop story if you want before. Oh, she's going though.
I've got some poop stories.
I got a really good.
Bye.
Bye. Anto.
So,
It all stays in.
I'm with this girl,
Yeah.
and we're
I'm
having
doing
sex.
it again. Sorry.
All right.
Damn, slut.
Continue.
All right,
Sorry.
but she's not. Though I like her.
just-
So we're having sex, blah blah, and then during sex, you're just not fucking. For me, at least, you come out and you play a little bit, you come back in, blah blah, right? So I put my finger in,
Yeah.
and she told me where the G spot is, like where to focus on. I'm like, all right, I know what to do, and then I flip my finger around though.
Yeah.
And I just to change it up a little bit, I was getting a little bit like more tired. So I did this, and then the bottom floor of the vagina I noticed has like a lump. So I'm doing this, and I start to freak out for her. I'm like, this girl has cancer. She's dying tomorrow. What the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
You're.
And then wait a second, you might know the answer. I didn't know.
I know what's happening. Yeah, I know.
So we finish everything. So a day later, we were talking, and I was like, "Hey, I just want to tell you, I don't want to sound the alarm or anything, but you might want to go to the doctor." Yesterday, when I was doing this, and at the bottom of the thing, there was like a lump that might be cancerous. I don't know what it is, but you gotta get it checked out. I'm worried about you. And she goes like, "I'm sorry to break it to you, but more likely that was just like." Some poop from the other side, like the colon. It was just pushing.
Dude, no, that shit's true. It's
It was
true.
pushing. It was pushing in, and I'm like, oh, okay, literally a butt plug. Okay, I didn't know.
Dude. No, because sometimes, listen, so this is something, if you guys want to get down and dirty with
Yes.
the women's pooping stuff.
Did you know this, by the way? Did you know this?
I had
You
no
didn't.
idea.
Yeah, sometimes.
This is cool.
That's why you put a butt plug in also is because they're right next to each other.
No, I know that, but I
Yeah,
never
I knew
thought that I would be like
Feeling.
having
So if you
sex.
could feel a butt plug, you'd be able to feel poop.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't think somebody would be that like congested during sex, like it was a lump, man.
Sometimes you don't want to poop before because then you don't want poop residue all over your butt.
I
So
guess
you just
so.
hope
I don't
no one's
know.
focusing on your asshole.
Because it was
you
the
know?
first time ever that I'm like, yo, she's got cancer, bro.
That's so sweet of you to
She's
be
dying.
so
I
concerned
was
about
like, yeah. I'm like,
her
yo, what the fuck is this
vaginal
lump?
health, her reproductive health.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, she's got like 3 days max with this lump right here.
Yeah.
No, but so if you're a woman and so you're on your period, right? And I don't know if this happens to every woman. I don't know. Maybe I just take big poops, right? I have no idea. Either I take big poops or I just have a small vagina. I have no clue. But if I'm on my period and I have to poop, the tampon comes
Shoots out.
It like moves down. Like it moves down. I can't use a menstrual cup because I literally used a menstrual cup and then I took a shit in a public restroom and my menstrual cup fell out into a public toilet and I was like, I'm done with this. And so
Yikes.
sometimes that's something that happens and that we have to deal with.
Wow.
You're like,
And so, yeah.
it's like both. It's like you have, whatchamacallit, like, it's like too much. You're both tunnels. So I'm trying to explain.
Well,
Like,
it's like you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
piss and come out of the same tube, and
Yeah.
like ours is like almost the same thing. It's just
But
separated
but
very
here's the thing.
thinly.
I'm trying
Okay.
to find a way to say it that for
here's the
some
thi-
reason my stoner brain is not allowing me to come up with the
Here's
visual.
the thing. I knew that because my ex, we used to use a butt plug, and when you put the butt plug, I used to feel the butt plug from the other side. It just pushes in, and then I would feel it. It would feel good. But I never equated that also. You can have just shit
Yeah.
sitting there, but because it wasn't, I don't know. But
It's like a torpedo ready to shoot. You didn't expect it
but
to be
now that I know
resting.
this, I
Yeah.
know this, I might just I might just be like, yo, can we make this girl shit right now? How much can I press on that shit before?
Oh my
pops out.
god!
Well, now we gotta play with it. Now that I
we
know she's
shit
not,
during childbirth.
that she's
too,
not.
you
That's
know?
fine, but she's giving a baby. But this one,
Yeah.
there's nothing coming out. This like life is all just. I was just worried, man. I'm glad.
She was
that
probably
it was,
pissed off that you were. I would have been like, "What the fuck, bro? I have to."
No, I
shit.
told her.
Knock it off.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that. But I'm glad
Making
that
me
it's not.
uncomfortable.
I'm glad it's not staged.
Stop touching my shit.
Yeah, quit touching my shit.
And you're like, what? I thought you liked it like this. I'm just.
No, I'm sorry.
She's like, no, literally my shit.
My shit.
You're
I was
touching
just, it was just, yeah. I'm just glad it's not like stage 16 cancer. I don't know what stages are, but I was like, this girl's dying very soon. This
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
I hugged the Tata that night. I'm like, oh, he looks so beautiful. Oh man, it's always
That's
the pretty
so-
girls.
Sucks that
So
you're gonna
romantic.
have to die.
You're like, oh, I thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, it was on my mind for 2 days, and the next time we talk, I was like, I gotta talk to you about something. I feel like I don't know if you know this, but you got cancer.
You,
What did she
my
say?
medical expertise.
And she
I
told
mean,
me
I know
she-
she told you about the poop, but like initially,
No,
was she
she
like,
was like,
"Wait,
I feel-
what? Did you like?"
She thought. I remember she looked because we were FaceTiming. She looked a little bit, and she was like, all right. I'm 99% sure this is what this is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to gross you out. I'm like, no, I'm not grossed. I actually don't get grossed out. So just like tell me.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
she goes, it is more likely was just poop.
It was more likely it was just
It's
poop.
probably just poop. And
That phrase.
I swear, and I was like, thank
Just
God.
poop.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God, man. I'm happy with shit. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
In
real.
my mind, this is. I was
Yeah.
gonna be like, hey, I gotta make arrangements for this. I might marry her before she dies. Just to
Yeah.
that movie was that movie
I don't know. There's
for
like 10
sickness
movies.
and in health. I'm like, this isn't the sickness part right now. Your
Yeah.
father.
What's your poop story?
Oh man, dude. All right. So this is funny. This is completely different though. This is actual like this is an event. So I had just gotten I just want you to put you into perspective my like mindset at the time. So I had just gotten like arrested for selling weed and shit, and I had just gotten like just a bunch of shit had gone down where I'd gotten arrested, kicked out of college. Like I'm on the low. Like nothing's
Nice.
good in
Yeah.
my life. I'm having it's bad. Bank accounts are frozen. Nothing's going well.
And we're
So-
about to add poop to it.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
exactly. So that gets there. So I'm already in
Yes.
I'm like mentally like this is a bad day. It's a bad summer. I'm having a bad day. This girl who at the time we're pretty close. We're friends. We're not hooking up or anything. But she hits me up and is like, "Hey, where are you? I'm trying to smoke a blunt." I'm like, "Cool. I'm here. Come pick me up. I need to smoke. I'm feeling down." She comes through. She's like, she pulls up into this like parking lot where it's like abandoned shit. You can't. No one knows. Anyway, pull up. I get in the parking seat, and she's like, "Can you roll this?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." I was like, "What'd you do all day?" She's like, "I went to Six Flags and took pills." And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds awesome." Whatever. She's like, "Yeah, I haven't really like eaten anything or whatever. I'm just, it's been a good day though." And we're like, "Cool." And I'm rolling the blood, and I'm asking her questions, and she just like doesn't answer. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like making like just like doing that a lot, like swallowing and just like
Dry mouthing.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then she's like looking out the window and like acting all like daisy. And I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. And then she like goes like this and just, she had makeup on and she was sweating. I didn't realize until she did this, but she like wipes her makeup off her eye. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm not going to say her name or anything, but I'm like, what's going on? Like, you're acting mad weird right now.
Yeah.
And she like starts like laughing and I'm like, okay, like I don't know what's going on right now. And then, because I think she's just like fucking with me. And then, dude, we're in a car. She's in the driver's seat. She takes both her legs and just like puts them up on essentially on the dashboard and just like rips ass, like farts, but just shits her pants.
Of course.
Like shits her pants. And I'm like, hey, dude.
This is a girl that you were talking to?
No, it was a friend.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought this was a girl that was like trying to impress you.
I'll just preface this. This girl is objectively beautiful. Like one of the like if I showed you her, you'd be like, damn. Like she's
Yeah.
You'd be like,
beautiful.
damn, shit her
Anywhere
pants?
in the world,
Really?
she's beautiful. I'm just
Yeah.
so you know. Just this isn't like this is like
genuine.
This
beautiful.
doesn't make. This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
is what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like you should not be seeing this. You should never see a girl like this in this position unless you're like a medical,
Professional?
What I mean? Yeah.
Unless you're her doctor.
And I'm at this point, dude. Once she rips ass, dude, I'm rolling the blunt. I look out the window like I can't believe this is happening. Right? Like I'm just like looking at the world like this is my life. Like this is my life. This is happening
with like the Ferris wheel in the background, just fucking turning.
Just the camera zooming out of me being like. But
Yeah.
Did it smell bad?
it smelled terrible.
Yeah,
I
of
looked.
course. The least that could happen.
I looked.
What did you do as a
I
guy?
stared forward and was like, "Hey, dude, I will." Which is sort of a lie, but I was like, "I will never tell anyone about this ever if you just tell me what's going on right now, because I'm. This is wild. Like,
Yeah, this is fucking freaking me
but
out.
Then I like
It's probably the pills.
It
I
was a
turned
pills.
to her and she's still like fucked up, but she's like doing this, and I'm like, "Hey, dude!" And I like shake her shoulder and then she turns to me, and she's like, and it's like
Oh, no.
seizuring and is
Yeah.
having a whole fucking.
So
like,
it didn't stop. That's the
horrible
worst
time.
part right
It's-
there.
dude. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! So I hop out of the car and I'm like, oh fuck, what? Just chill. And I like hold her up. I'm like, oh fuck.
Chill, why she shit her pants
911.
already.
I call 911 and I go, my friend, she's having. I don't know what's going on. She's passing out. And then I tell them, hang up, and I'm like, drugs, and I grab all her drugs and weed and everything. And we were by one of my boys' house. I ran to their house, stashed it, and then I went back. And when the cops showed up, the ambulance showed up. They're like, "What'd she take?" I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Tell us, you're not in trouble." I was like, "I really don't know, dude. I have no idea what's going on." They're like, "Are there drugs in the car?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." And they're like, "Tell us." And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And then they left.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then
They took her though?
took her. They never. She called me and was like, "Hey, do you have my stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Okay, good." She's like, "I was so scared. I didn't know what or anything was." And the cops, and they were here, and they asked what I was doing, and I was like, "Nothing." And I was like, "Thank God," because I was just terrified. I had no
Thank
idea.
God,
what-
because I had all
But
of
the
your drugs.
shitting part is probably because she's got some kind of an MDMA in her system, because that shit would make you. I don't know if you ever had like
The
Coca Molly.
laughing would really just unnerve me.
It
The
was
laughing
unnerving.
before shitting your pants is the scary
Also,
part.
everybody
Just shitting your pants when you're already in a state where it seems like you might shit your pants is normal. But to laugh maniacally and then also put your legs up like you're in stirrups
Exactly.
to get like a better angle on it,
To get
you know?
to the flow out.
Yeah.
I think she was
You know what I
still
mean?
tripping balls.
She might have been.
I think what it was hot too. She was dehydrated. She explained it after. She was really dehydrated, and it
Of
just
course.
hit her when she pulled up. And
Because
we were
the car,
sitting-
the sitting down.
she was just like, and it just
Yeah.
everything went off.
I learned from like being around people, like me doing it, doing this kind of shit too. Is that anybody who comes to you after like a rave or like and he's like, hey man, just came out of like, give him an hour, he's gonna collapse.
Yep,
Or she's
yep.
gonna collapse.
Yeah.
Don't walk
Sweaty.
with them, you know. I was like, hey man, you wanna smoke a blunt? I'm like, yeah. Hey man, have
Yep.
some water, dude. I just want to keep an eye on you because I had a friend who came from like a 4-day rave, and he called me and he was like, I am hungry. I haven't eaten in 72 plus hours, and I've been doing Molly and getting my dick sucked and sucking other dicks. I was like, what? No, not sucking other dicks. I was like, what did you just say,
Oh wait,
man?
yep, hold on.
And I got news for you.
Yeah, huh?
That means you're gay.
Hell yeah. That's what I said. He's like, no, I don't. I said, yeah, but listen, I'm super dehydrated. Can you cook me something? I'm coming straight from whatever rave. Like, it was 5 hours away. I think it was, I don't know, it's close to Chicago. And this is in 2013. He's like, can you cook me something? I was known as the guy who cooks for the group. Like, I cook for the food. I was like, I got you. I'm hungry too. But I was just in my apartment in East Lansing, Michigan, and I was just a pothead at the time. I was a really big pothead. But that's all I did was just, I mean, I would do the Molly and shit, but like mainly just smoking weed. So I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And the guy knocked on the door. I opened the door, and it's called him Z. That's his first letter. It's like Z. So what's up, Z? He's like, hey, you got the food. I'm like, yeah, I got the food. Have a seat. And in my mind, I was like, okay, we'll see how long this guy. As I'm cooking the pasta, this guy was out. He was just sleeping. He wouldn't wake up. He was alive, I can tell, but he was just deep sleep. I'm like, Z. I'm like, all right, as long as you're snoring, you're good. And then he just stayed on the couch sleeping for, I don't know, at least like a day.
Damn.
We would just check on him and we're like, his vitals good, running good. And then he just woke up later and he was like, I'm hungry. I got the pasta. It's in the fridge.
Yeah, you got the pasta. It's in the fridge.
But anybody who does like that just comes at me and they want to keep continuing the party with me after they've already done the big shit. I'm like, you're going to collapse soon. You're just high off the woo. And then, all right, give it a second and you're going to be out. So, yeah, but honestly, I mean, listen. Girls shitting in front of guys. I think they don't want to shit in front of us. This is my theory. So you guys don't lose the leverage you have of being like, "Oh, I'm gonna take all this away from you." Like I think because once to see a shitting machine,
It's
you'll
the
be like,
illusion
you're
of
gonna
sex.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're gonna take all this crap away from me. Good, man, just take away. It's like,
If you spend more than a few days with a girl, you'll eventually see them or hear them shit. Like
you can't hear them or see them, but you see them going to the bathroom
Hear
for a prolonged period of time. Like that's shitting.
I've heard any girl I've dated for a long time, I've ended up hearing them. I can hear it. Like in the morning, if they get up. and
Every
they're
dude
just
I've ever like dated seriously, I've been like, I could shit in the bathroom while they were there.
Well, I tell them it's fine.
Like while
I'm
they were in the
I'm
bathroom,
also,
I don't
it's,
care.
It's also an American thing. I feel like, oh, we don't like. I'm like, because
Well, because women, I think women are conditioned because they don't poop in the fucking women's room either. Every time I go into the women's room, I can tell if someone's pooping because they'll just freeze, and like nothing will happen. Like I'll be in there peeing and they just will like be sitting there doing nothing, like holding in their farts. The only time I've ever held in a fart in a bathroom was when I worked at the insurance company because I didn't want like my coworkers to like hear me take fucking juicy shits or something. You know what I mean? Like, but no, so I just like to break the tension in a public women's room. Like if I walk in and I feel like someone else is pooping, I'll just fart.
good for you.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm like, I'll do it first so you feel comfortable. We're pooping, dude. That's all we're doing. We're coming in here to poop and
safe
pee.
space.
Hopefully we're going to wash our hands afterwards. And
Yeah.
then, like, I won't look at your shoes if you don't look at mine. Let's just shit, I think the world would be a better place if men let women poop.
No, we let
We
you
do.
guys. We let
You
I
guys
think-
just don't let us.
We don't
okay,
like
sure.
to think about it.
I don't mind it. I've told every girl, I'm like, hey, listen, man, if you want to like let go, if you want to fart, just all I gotta ask you is what I ask every friend. Let me know. Like,
Yeah,
hey, just
I
so you know
don't-
I farted, and then I'm gonna take a whiff because I'm a curious guy.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm like,
Because
I
I
don't
see how
want it.
I see how it compares to mine. I'm like, because one time a girl farted, she's like, I farted, and it's so nasty. I'm so sorry. I'm like, give me a second. Oh my god, that's nothing. Let's keep watching. This is a fart. I release this all the time. Get the fuck out of here. This is nothing.
I just don't want to be the the couple that farts on each other. I don't care if you fart.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
mind it.
yeah.
But I don't want the girl I'm dating to be like,
Well, they never really take
Right,
it overboard.
fart on
Actually, I
me.
think guys take it. Like, I think if you were dating a guy and you let him like fart in front of you, that's when it becomes a farting match. But the girls usually be like, oh, you're so. I mean, they just take the info that it's more comfortable.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
But
But I
I
used
once-
to be like that when I was younger. I was like, if a girl farts, get out.
Yeah, really? Oh my god.
But I never dated anyone or anything. I was just a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I remember literally being like that in high school, being like, I swear to God, if a girl ever farts in front of me, I'm just leaving.
You know why that
There's
is,
been so many
man?
times where I like cough and fart simultaneously, and then I'll literally laugh so loud and be like, "I just farted." Like I'm such a fucking little kid about it. Like I think it's funny because we all fart all the time,
This
and you
is-
never want to.
Such an American thing, man. I think because American guys are surrounded by women all the time who are willing to come to
Are
their
Syrian women just farting on men?
No, because well, if you get a Syrian woman to come hang out with you in your apartment, dude, please just stay, just fart, do whatever you
Do
want.
whatever.
I'm happy you're here, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a pair of tits in the house. Hell yeah! Please, yeah. Dude, don't worry about it. Your asshole's my asshole, bro. This is everybody's open game. No, only here. I've my issue actually is is with manners, and it's not a fart. I think like and American guys do this a lot. Is that burp, like in your face? Like you'll be eating and I'm like, "Are you good, bro?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You got to at least say, excuse me.
They don't say excuse me.
Or,
They
You got to.
no, they don't. They fart. Hey, they fart like loud, like bubbly farts, and they burp, like in the presence of other guys. And then I'm like, "Are you okay, man?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just hanging out, man." I'm like, what's with this disgusting behavior, bro? It's nasty, motherfucker. Why are you? What are you doing? He's like, why? It's just a sign of. The guy once told me, he's like, and he lied. This is a lie. I know that because I've never heard it. Like, it's a sign of endearment. If I burp in front of you, that mean I'm comfortable enough. I'm like, don't get comfortable enough, all right?
Yeah, don't get comfortable
Stay,
with me.
we're not that close with friends. I will break up with you right now. This is fine.
I will leave this friendship.
Just yeah, he's like, "Bleh." I'm like, oh yeah, yo, man, just cover your face. Yeah, people even here like yawn with open like the fucking Paramount line. I'm like, cover your face.
Yeah.
I'm yawning. But yeah, no, that's how you yawn. What do you mean?
You got to try to cover
Yeah,
your
cover your
face.
face. This is manners. You gotta cover
I'm
your face.
breathing in when I'm yawning.
I
But
understand.
it doesn't stop.
I've mistakenly done that, but I know I've made it more of a. Yeah.
The underside is open, but like yeah, but that's actually.
I don't know why
technically-
this is the hill I'm dying on, but I'm never covering my mouth when I yawn.
It's just not-
fuck you.
It's also-
It's
that's how
fine. It just.
I'm
it's just,
tired. I'm not pulling my arm up. You know what I mean? Why are you yawning?
You're opening yourself for attack because your eyes are shut and your mouth's open, so something could just go in.
A
there.
fly can come in. You ever? We had the same mom was going on. That's my mom taught me all this shit. My mom always taught me she's like, when you yawn, you cover your mouth.
Yeah.
You know. Well, my uncle used to be like, if you yawn in front of my uncle, he's like, you want me to slap his cheeks out of you? I'm like, no. And I was like,
That's so weird. Yeah, that's what.
because I'd be like this. I'm like, oh, it's coming. I'm like, oh shit. So I learned to like do this just so I can also duck. Like I'm also like kind of like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like, whoa.
expose yourself by doing that. It's just a thing. And I don't know why. Like lately too, it's happened a lot where I've shaken dudes' hands, and I'll compliment them for having good handshakes because it's few and far between when I shake a guy's hand and I'm like, oh, that's good, because most of the time when it's like not matched well. I don't know who's raising.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
grip.
when I shake a man's hand, a lot of time I get a lot of fish hands, and that pisses me off.
Shit like that. Is
Yeah,
actually
or
me.
they just like it's just limp. I'm like,
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
is this, bro?
I also
Who raised
but
you?
It's nice to have like a medium grip, but I've had guys that like squeeze. I'm
That
like,
is
hey,
too much.
hey,
You got to
okay.
match it. There's a difference. If you can match a squeezy guy, they respect that. But I don't like squeezy guys either. That's because it's almost like you're trying to hurt.
But also sometimes like when I used to do carpentry and stuff, like I would be tired from like the machines I'm grabbing, so my hands are just kind of like relaxed. And I would grab, like, I would shake at a guy I don't know, shake his hand. I'd be kind of like looser, and so he'll grip. And he's like, "Ah, man," I'm like, "I'm tired, man. If you want me to grip harder, come back again. Let's do it."
I'll do that.
I've
done that. I do redos all the time if
Or
it's awkward.
I apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry for the soft handshake, but my hands are really tired. I've been grabbing a
That's
drill
different.
for 8
That's
hours. I don't want to like squeeze. To
They'll
prove to
respect
you.
that.
I don't want to like roughen you up. There's no point. You know.
As a woman, men often shake my hand lightly, which bothers me.
I do that.
and I squeeze their hand.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
It's funny because you can
So-
squeeze. It doesn't matter.
Disrespectful. What
So-
the fuck are you doing? You're
Say-
gonna give me
Literally.
like some dainty thing because I'm a woman?
That's what
Like
I
I just
should've-
want to shake your fucking hand, dude.
Yeah, that's what I should have brought up. My friend Candace, she shook
Right.
my hand once, and I did just that. I like
I've like looked at a man's hand before and like squeezed it and
Yeah.
like looked at him like, what are you doing? You know?
yeah, I shook her hand, and I went weaker than I usually do, and she went stronger. And she was like, "The fuck was that?" And I was like, "Oh no!" And she was like, "You shook my hand like a dainty pussy." And I was like, "No, because you're a girl." And she's like, "You should always shake a girl's hand."
I'm
Tough
with
too.
it. I'm with
Yeah.
that. Actually. I'm with it because that comes from
liked it,
that
yeah.
comes from the era of.
Well,
no,
I
no,
changed
with
it
like
completely
not-
after that. I never shake a woman's hand.
No,
regular anymore.
because it comes from the era of like
Nah.
just grabbing the hand, like
Yeah, I'm
quick
like,
kiss.
yeah, that's what
It
I felt
comes
like. I
from
was like,
that.
ew, what are you gonna
Yeah.
kiss my hand, you fucking weirdo?
Yeah, so we took the kiss
We're
away.
fucking coworkers. You
No,
know
but-
what I mean?
But I
Yeah.
take the kiss away, and it's just all I do is I actually don't squeeze the hand. What's it called?
I don't like what you're doing with your thumb right now.
I
That seems
stiff. You know how you
creepy. That
okay,
seems creepy. You
I
do
show
what
you
to
here.
them?
So you do this, right?
Yeah.
This part right here. I
Yeah.
just I stiffen this up, so I don't squeeze.
Right.
But I'll do this.
That's
so they know that
that's-
this is like
yeah.
it's locked in.
Ooh, shake my hand.
So I'll
It's
do
different.
this.
Yeah.
So my thumb is the one that's actually making the squeezing, but I'm not like using. I'm not like
Shake my fucking hand. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. Hell
My hand
yeah.
wasn't as strong as yours, but it's
No,
still
Also the
something to
size- also the
grab
size-
onto.
Yeah, yeah, it
yeah.
matches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't come in like this. I don't come in loose. I will grab. That's what I'm saying with this. I will grab the between the like. I'll grab that so you know that this is a proper handshake.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
Squeeze.
I don't do that
Squeeze.
anyways. With
I don't want my
anybody.
hand to break, you know what I mean? But like when some,
Yeah.
but you know
That's
what I
an
mean?
old
But
guy
like, or
move.
like someone, or like
Yeah.
you go in for a handshake and they like flip your hand
Also-
around.
also the
and you're
size
like,
difference is
don't
weird.
expose the top of my hand, you weirdo. You know what I mean? Like that sort of, like where they're like, no, I'm not gonna shake your hand actually.
But I've been
And
also
you're
just
like, okay.
dapping. I've also been like dapping up girls.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah, I
I do this.
that.
I go in with this, and I can tell that you guys lack experience, which is cool. I'm like, we'll get you up to speed. It's fine. But I like the dab because the dab is not really about the squeeze, it's about the pop.
I've been
Yeah.
dapping since I was
Yeah, no.
16 years old.
Yeah.
So.
But you know, it's about the pop.
Yeah, yeah.
So as long as we pop, we don't have to really squeeze anything, which I like that. So then we can just
No.
do this. I'm like, hey man, how are you?
Dap,
Good?
dapping up a girl aggressively is funny, if that makes sense. Like if you do it like a bigger black guy, like what up, like really shit.
You see their hair shaking in the
yeah, they're
back.
like,
Yeah.
they don't see it coming at all.
How
They're like,
are you, man? You
I
good,
like
dude?
Lots of people, but once I get to hugging phases, people pick me up. If I don't know them,
I've heard
you
that
could
before,
pick me up,
but I don't
You,
pick
but
you
you
up.
don't.
What the fuck would I
But
do
that's
that
why
for?
you
Yeah.
could pick me up. It's because you
course.
don't pick me up.
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean?
yeah, it
But
doesn't
like
make
most
sense to
people that
pick-
do pick me up, I'm like, don't pick me up.
It's disrespectful. You're
Yeah.
a grown person.
Yeah, I'm not a baby.
Even babies, I'm like, you mind if I pick you up? I'm like, they don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Just come here.
yeah.
I still ask the mother if I can pick up the baby, and then the baby would actually tell you when I pick it up, like,
No,
I'm
it shows you
no,
feel like
they
a
don't
little
wanna.
like doll or something. I don't know. I'm like, don't do that.
But
Don't
do they?
lift me. Don't flip my hand over.
What kind of guy? How much do you know these guys who picked you up?
Like I know them well enough. Like it's not like super weird there, but they're picking me up. But they pick me up all the time. You know.
Weird, man.
And I'm like, yeah.
And
I used to have line cooks at work that would pick me up all
Oh,
the
they
time.
were definitely
they just
trying to fuck.
come around and pick me up,
Well,
come around
cooks
behind
are-
me and
yeah,
like
yeah.
tickle my ribs really
Oh,
hard
yeah,
while I
this
was like
is
like
classic cook.
fucking. But I'm like bony, so I'm like you're in my intercostal muscles, my guy. You know, like you're like
This is not
splitting
ticklish.
my fucking ribs apart. Yeah.
I
It was
used
pretty
to have
annoying.
fat guys that would pick me up, like a good close
Yeah.
friend of mine that's fat. Like, Osama, like,
All of
and-
my fat friends pick me up,
and
but
I
I don't mind it when they pick me up.
But you know, I'm like, yeah, they're fat. That's
Yeah.
fine. No, but a guy would grab me because I'm also not like light. So, but he would grab me and would like go up, and I'm up in the air, which is weird because I feel like with the side, like the total weight, if we both crash, this is gonna be a painful one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe put me down, man. Just a regular hug, all right? And he's like, okay, I just miss you so much. I'm like, I know I miss you too, but like, what's with this fucking every day? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it kind of hurts too sometimes, like because I'm a smaller framed woman, and so just squeeze me, and I'm like, oh, that really hurt me.
Why
actually.
don't you start lifting, taking some steroids, lifting some weights?
Yeah,
Just- a new
smile
Elena,
more.
a new
No, I'm just
Elena on the field, dude.
I know. I need to.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a
we
Planet
didn't-
Fitness by my
I didn't even
house.
introduce you guys.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I know which one that is. If it's Planet Fitness.
It's
in-
been Fulton.
Oh yeah, Planet Fitness in Bed-Stuy and like in other neighborhoods and like Park Slope. it can be more like a prison yard sometimes. You gotta like walk in, scope it out. Like you're safe, but like you're gonna see a lot of dudes with with like sneakers on, and like wife beaters, not really running, just like shadow boxing. Like
Yeah.
Showing off their moves.
it's like a
I'm
prison
just trying
yard.
to like lift some weights and use the stair stepper and
I
get
think
home.
for me, I love Blink Fitness, but they're not close to where I live. But Blink Fitness is nice.
I like Planet Fitness because it's like nationwide. Like I go to it. Like
Yeah, I
when I
have one.
travel and stuff,
Oh.
I go to the Planet Fitnesses.
I have the
and like
black
when
membership.
I'm on, dude, best fucking. If you have a Planet Fitness membership and you're like on a road trip, you can stop there and shower and shit.
That's true. Yeah. That's why I have
really
a black
nice.
membership.
It's really
That's
nice. That's why I have it.
people tell me you have black friends. I'm like, no, I have the black membership.
The
I was
black
gonna say I have a
membership.
white membership.
You walk in, you're like, this is mine
Yeah.
I
now.
say, what gym is that?
Get off that machine. It's mine. I'm doing it. All those machines you guys built,
Load
mine
it
now.
into my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good
the way I
God.
run my gym. Anyway,
Alex, how long have you been doing comedy? You said
6 years.
6 years?
yeah, I think now it's we're just about 6 years.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
January
cool.
with COVID, you want to give or take a year, but yeah, you know
That's
what I mean?
nice, yeah.
or take
2
take a year.
years.
Yeah.
No, because we got into it about I'd say there were about 9 months solid or 6 to 9 months. I can't recall honestly. I could go back
the
and figure
COVID
it out
stuff?
of like it all being shifty. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like March. I feel like we were definitely back at it in September, but
September,
March.
yeah. We did the
March
outdoor
to
shows in September.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, out in Connecticut, there were not a lot of outdoor shows, and people were very.
Here's the thing about Michigan is
Gay.
that Michigan, I was like all about like okay, let's lock down and stuff. And then 3 months in, I remember I got my work permits in April of 2020. Trump was like, we gotta be people into, you gotta go back to work. And then he sent me I'm like, well, bitch, why me? And I was like, all right. And so I had to work outdoors. I was like one of like 3 people outside.
We were just talking about this when we showed up. I was working at delivering dry cleaning then, and they didn't shut down, so I was outside the whole fucking time.
And it's weird because everything you touch at the time, it was like
Dystopian.
anything you touch, you'd be like, oh. And then at some point, I was like, you know what, man? If I get sick, I get sick. I'm like, what am I gonna do, man? I'm doing my best to like just make some money. I've lost a lot of money because I left the restaurant business, which thinking back, I should have just went back to the same restaurant. Like, hey, now I have my permits. I was making so much money at the restaurant. I was doing $8 cash without the tips. In Michigan, the minimum wage is like 11. I'm making $8 cash plus the tips, which is like per shift is like 60 per 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm walking out there with 150 per day, easy. But I got my permits. I'm like, let's do this. And so we had like then we had like outdoor shows. So I was like, so when all the like Democrats were like, we gotta stay at home and stuff, and the Republicans, because of swing state in Michigan,
of
like,
course.
Republicans, we gotta go outside. So when I missed comedy so much, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't like this governor either. All right? Open up the comedy clubs. Open up
Yeah.
the shows.
Yeah.
We need to,
Open up
listen,
the fucking bars. Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
die, I was like Drago from like Rocky. If you
Yeah.
die, you die.
Yeah. Well, dude,
this.
I've talked about this on the pod before, where it's like if the thing that fucked me up during that time was I was working and we didn't shut down, but like 90% of the country it seems shut down. It seemed specifically in the
Yeah.
first month shut down. Like there wasn't shit open during the
No.
day except for like food and essential businesses, but. What fucks you up is personally my thing that really made me check out early was everyone on the news being like, "Stay home or you're gonna die unless you're an essential worker," and then being like, "I'm a dry cleaner. I deliver dry cleaning. How am I essential?" And it's almost like it almost felt like they were telling me personally, like, "Hey, everyone else is staying home and being safe. You might die. It is what it is."
But we
and
need
I was,
you.
but we need you. And I was just like, fuck this. I want shit to open. Like,
That's how
if
I
I'm gonna
felt.
die, I want McDonald's. I don't want it. And we got it because you're out during the day. It's dystopian. But it was all that shit of like you went somewhere and it was like, no, we're not open. Everyone's sick. No, we're not open. We're scared. No.
Yeah.
Or you'd get there and they'd be like, we're out of chicken tender. And I know
Yeah.
these are like minor inconveniences, but it's like shit where you're just like, if I'm out and I'm not dead, what's going? How am I not died yet? And
Well,
if I'm not dead,
Well, they kept
Or if I'm
saying,
expendable, why am I expendable, and why is everyone else not working? It just fucked with my head.
Also, what happens in the pandemic is we had CNN on at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And CNN had this thing where it would do this. I started to notice them because I would get anxious at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, I got COVID. Oh my God, I got COVID.
They had a meter telling you
And they would have a meter
yeah.
like somebody's dying now. It was like, hey, and then like, and then like I realized also when they're talking, the background screen, the backdrop is coronavirus, like is the virus in red, spinning.
Yeah.
And she's like, and currently the people are, and it's like just the corona just flipping behind them. I'm like, oh my God, and it's like corona here, corona there, corona.
Oh,
there.
there was a full court press.
I stopped
on
watching
fear.
CNN maybe like 2 months in, and immediately my mental health got better. Yeah, fuck CNN. Sometimes I would watch Fox News just to feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like, come on, are we like dying? And Fox is absolutely not. These goddamn liberals. I'm like, you know what, man? Yes, man. I don't agree with you, but you know what? You're good for my mental health. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I love that.
you're
love
good.
it,
Like,
dude, yeah.
I know you're idiots, but I'm like, you know what? I need that fucking dumb optimism. Like, we can open the country by July 4th. I'm like, let's work on it. All right. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude.
Dude, I had to work at a workers' compensation insurance company as an essential worker. And I was like, I work for worker. No one's working. Why do I have to work? We're not, like, no one's
Yeah.
even employing people right now for me to be doing my job, you know? Like,
Yeah,
no one's
that's fucking
getting hurt at
nuts.
work because no one's working. It was
Yeah.
dumb.
Did anyone or nobody? Nothing? Not one?
I mean, we had other things that we needed to take
okay,
care
yeah,
of, you
that's what I
know,
was
or
Maybe
whatever.
construction workers too.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Maybe some people, but I was just like, I worked in the mail room. I wasn't doing a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't need to be here.
Also, what bothered me is the construction business, at least in Michigan, boomed during the pandemic closure because everybody who was at home was receiving those checks.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, you know what, man? I haven't been home in 20 years. You know what? We're going to renovate this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, dude, I went to Home Depot one time with the company, with the guy I was working with, and we walked in, and there was not a single 2x4 wood. Not a single
Jesus
one.
Christ.
I was like, hey, yo. And I asked, he's like, dude, it's been the busiest we've ever had. So people, especially rich people, are like sitting home and like, you know what? I want to build this,
Yeah.
and I want to change this room. And so they're bringing people to their homes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a lie.
Oh, dude. Well,
How is your life improving during this? Isn't that weird?
if you didn't notice, and I'm sure you did, like once politicians got caught
Walking out and in.
violating COVID protocols, all of a
Yeah,
sudden
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, looks
Come
like
on.
we gotta open up everything. And I don't want to sound like because I know people. I got sick from COVID. I got COVID at least twice, and I know people.
At least. That sounds very liberal. At least. I mean, I might have it
No,
now.
No, like I got tested twice for it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, the other times I
also
was
got
like,
COVID. I got
"Fuck
COVID one
this."
time.
I've never gotten COVID.
Since I got it, I was like, I remember the last time I got sick, and someone was like, "Did you go get tested?" And I was just like, "No, I just stayed home." Like I would any other time, and just went about my life. I'm not going through the whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out when I feel better.
Yes,
My mother told me I was exposed. I was with somebody and they got COVID the next day. Like they were like sick and coughing and I was like, oh shit. And then they were like, are you okay? You should tell your job. And I told my mom, I was like, this I didn't say this girl. I'm like, this person I was with, man, had COVID. And I was just with them. And I was like, I should probably get. I was like, and my mother was like the most, like, I've never seen a more Republican person in my life come out of her. Like, don't do it. They will make you stop working for 2 weeks, no pay. Don't do it. Listen, you keep riding that horse till you fall ill. If you don't feel ill, you're not ill. If you don't, I'm like, oh, you like Trump? If we don't test, we don't know. And I actually did that. I didn't go get tested. I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out, and nothing happened. I didn't catch anything. Luckily, thank God.
Yeah.
But I was like, she's right, because somebody one time they got her like to get tested, and she got like it tested positive, which we were all surprised because there was nothing, like, luckily, knock on wood. I don't think she got like I think it was a false test.
Yeah.
But she got positive, so her job immediately was like, you're off for 2 weeks, and she was like, hey,
no
man.
pay or
No pay.
Yeah, that's
she lost
fucked
pay
up.
for 2 weeks, and she was very upset because it put her in such financial constraint. And she's like, I can't.
Yeah, do certain shit. Yeah, no, my last time I got COVID, it was like in the second boom of it or whatever. Yeah, in like a year, maybe a year ago at this time, but it was because it was past all the vaccination stuff. My job treated it like it was another sickness where they were like, okay, well, if you're sick, you got to get a test and you got to prove that you have a test and that you're actually sick. Because if you're not, we're going to. And I was just like, what? This was a year ago. Like, stay away. You could die. We hope you get better. If you're sick, get better. We give you, the time off, all that shit, yada, yada. And then it was immediately once everything went a year after everything's normalized, they're like, all right, if you really have COVID, you got to prove it. And it went right into normal shit again. It just...
I think a lot of
pisses me
people
off.
used it as like people be like, oh, I have COVID.
Yeah. Oh,
I can't come in. I've got COVID. I was always exposed to COVID.
Yeah.
And I have to wait on a test.
While,
and because I worked for a restaurant at a on a college campus, and so and I was like one of the oldest servers / bartenders working, right? So like
hilarious.
everyone else
That's
is like
wild,
19 to like 22. So they're all pulling that shit just fucking constantly.
willy-nilly.
And I remember I had gotten exposed from some comedy thing and called my boss just to let him know. And he goes, are you shitting yourself? And I go, no. And he goes, then we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like he was literally like, I can't. He's like,
that about
a year ago I would have made you stay home, but we need you. So
Yeah.
you
So
gotta come
yeah.
in. Like, and I was like,
That's
no, that's
wild.
good. I just
Think
like,
about that,
I
though.
was going to come in. I just thought I should tell you.
Yeah.
You know.
That's just... that...
It's
like...
food service, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
I-
if you had a
Crazy.
problem, if my manager had a problem with it, I wouldn't have came in, But
Yeah.
No, I had
But I
a girl
needed
come
money.
to my coffee shop.
No, I'm not saying you. It's just how things went in that turnaround
Oh,
from
yeah.
like, this is the craziest disease ever. If you get it, you could infect other people who could die, and then you could infect the other people, and their grandparents can die, and all that. And then it became, are you shitting yourself?
yeah,
Which is
no,
the theme
for
of this
real.
podcast. too.
Yeah, it is.
No,
It's a
but
lot of
it's-
poop.
It was like, because I worked when I moved to New York, it was July of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the mask mandate inside. Not the mask, but they had the vaccine mandate. You got to show the vaccine card
Yeah.
to sit inside. And people would come and argue with me, and they were like, why should I show you? I'm like, listen, man, I don't care. I personally don't care. I have a job. Show me your card. Show me a fake card.
Yeah.
You can go outside, write vaccine card on something, come and show me this, and I'll let you sit down. I don't fucking care. Like,
Yeah.
don't argue with me. I'm not the guy to argue with.
Yeah.
And then I have the other spectrum. They come here, and sometimes my nose, like I would have like the. And then we also stopped wearing masks. Us personally, the customers would, because the ironic part about it is that they all wear masks coming in, and then as soon as they want to sit down, they take it off. I'm like, oh no, now we're safe. In
Doesn't
this
make
bubble.
sense.
It does not make sense.
I had someone. I brought that up to someone once, and they said, "Well, actually, when you're walking and traveling, your lungs are more open, and when you're sitting down, you're." And I literally just looked at him
No.
and said, "Like, okay, dude." And I just didn't even argue because I was like,
Yeah.
first of all, even if that's true, it doesn't affect.
No.
That's not how that works.
No,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
fuck off.
And then I had somebody
like
come in.
a disease doesn't, because you're sitting down doesn't stop 2 feet ahead.
And
of you.
how big is of expansion is the lungs are doing?
Exactly.
You know?
I
Like,
was
no,
so.
it's not a big deal.
I really wanted to be like, where the fuck did you hear that? And I want it verified, but I just didn't. I just
No,
again,
but-
I just went. You know what?
Well, there was that
You
side.
can't
where, like,
argue with people that like accept logic like that.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
I was
it's
like,
just
how do you you live in this world? How is that like? Oh, I'm sitting down, but I'm standing up. A difference in breathing the air and talking to
It
people.
makes them comfortable. That's all. No, but I had somebody come in and they were like, "Oh, like it was the opposite spectrum." Now they were like, "Oh, why aren't you wearing a mask? Or your mask is not covering your nose." I forgot what she said to me. She's an older white lady, obviously, and she was all covered up like a Saudi woman. And I was like, Miss, what do you want all this? Like, I'm just saying, like, I just feel uncomfortable. I'm like, Miss, if you feel uncomfortable, first of all, I'm inside the coffee shop, so everybody in the coffee shop who sits here is not wearing a mask. Also, Miss, I'm gonna be honest with you. You come here and you judge me, but I'm facing hundreds of customers every day. You should be worried about me. Like, don't worry about you. Like,
Yeah.
even if I'm wearing a mask, I'm facing hundreds of people every day.
Yeah.
The odds of me facing somebody with COVID is very real.
Yeah.
So it's like, if don't come at me like you're passing by. Get your coffee and leave, or get your coffee and sit down. But don't come and tell me why are you. I'm like, I don't want to be here either. So
yeah.
you don't think I get a little anxious of getting sick sometimes? Because getting sick means I lose money, means I also can lose where I live. I'm like, it's a whole spectrum of things. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. And then they open up I remember when they fired everybody here, all the public government workers because they didn't want to get the vaccines. And if you notice, but like firefighters here are pretty Republican. People that save lives believe in like stuff that are like more conservative, which makes somewhat of a sense.
Yeah.
Only if you believe in God, you would throw yourself into a burning building. I believe.
Right. That's a fool's errand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So so a lot of them didn't want to get the vaccine. So like I remember the New York department fired like thousands of workers and we're like, hey, yo, you guys fired everybody? Because a lot of them was like, I don't want to get the vaccine. The booster.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, you guys are fired.
Well, you've done enough. I've done enough. I've got vaccinated. You want to boost me now?
Well,
I don't know. I'm very Republican
no,
when it comes to the
when the
vaccines.
thing-
Like,
now
fucking leave people
now
alone.
The flu is
I
coming
agree,
back
yeah.
stronger too. Everybody who gets
Yeah.
the flu is like getting really sick.
Yeah, well, people too were.
The flu is like, I'm making a comeback.
Yeah, the thing
My
with the
time.
vaccine too, people were super on board. I remember when it first came out, everyone, for the most part, when people wanted to take it because they just wanted to go back to normal. That's what it was told. Then it was like, all right, you also need a second shot, and some people at that point were still like, okay, that makes sense. And then it became,
It doesn't make any sense
You got to
to
get
me.
a booster every
6
few
months.
months, and everyone almost collectively was like, nah. And the
That's
people
not
who
how,
did are
like-
just like, I used to date a girl who was like, I got my booster, did you? And I was just like, no. And she's like, why not? I'm like, because I'm getting sick anyway. Like, why would I? It's not working. Like, I'm just going to, I already got vaccinated. I'm not going to keep getting something that could get me sick.
That's also just like not historically how vaccinations work.
I
don't think. I think like in
Yeah,
general,
there's-
like when you think about like even like polio, I'm like that kind of
Yeah,
stopped polio
one
from
time shot,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah. And it also like basically eradicated it.
Yeah, it's basically gone. They're
Like,
still
people
out
don't-
there, but yeah, like
the
you know.
people that don't get
remember when
vaccinated for polio
the water
get
here,
polio.
The water here, they were showing samples of polio. Did you know that? In
Well,
New York
good thing
City?
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, but they were showing. I'm like, because this comes from people that didn't get the polio vaccine.
fucking
I'm like,
rats,
I'm like, you
dude.
guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get polio, you're in a tube.
No, there was a case of the bubonic plague in Malaysia.
I saw
a couple
that
years
one
ago.
time,
yeah, and I'm
Were
like,
they
that is-
eating rats or something?
Ima-
A couple
but-
was eating
but-
bushmeat or
But
something.
imagine that guy's reaction when he was like, "What do I have? Fever? COVID?" I was like, "Actually, man, I'm surprised, but you got the bubonic plague.
Yeah,
man.
the
fuck
fucking-
is that, bro?"
Yeah, wiped out Europe.
Yeah, there's no cure either. It's like you're dead,
He's like,
right?
No,
the,
you're dead.
the
That's
cure
it,
is
yeah.
I gotta stab you with a sword. That's how bad we gotta go. I gotta. That's how we gotta
Yeah.
do it now. This is so old, bro. Who?
we got to set you on fire when we're done. Like,
God. We're gonna have to actually lock you in your house with your family,
No,
and you're not allowed to leave. That's what they did in the plague.
yeah.
They would put crosses on the doors
Oh yeah.
to just be kind of like rest in peace. We're locking you in here because, and then someone would set out of their house to make sure the family never left, and they would all die in their homes.
Well, they'd
Sorry to bring the
probably
vibe
burn it.
down,
No,
but
that's
that is
okay.
legitimately what would happen.
Imagine if somebody did that, but not because they're sick, but they were racist. Like in the same town, they were like, "Oh, do they
They're
have
just racist.
do they have the plague?" Like, nah, these are just Jews.
Oh my god!
Like what? Why would you do that?
Wait, the person sitting outside the house is racist. It's like, yeah, no, there's
No, I just hung it up. I
Yeah.
thought just so you guys need
there's
to
a
know.
bla-
Stay away.
there's a
Locked
black
them in
family in
here.
here. I'm
yeah,
not.
black.
The Jeffersons are not moving out.
Are these guys sick? No, these are Muslims. That's why I put a cross in front of their house.
It
This
keeps
is-
them in there.
This is the Al Husseins. Stay away from Al Hussein. You know that must have happened. There's no way it was just to like signify. I'm pretty sure. Like, and the guy inside like, we are not sick. What the?
Yeah, no, exactly. I've
Then
seen.
why do you
some-
sound like this? I am.
Yeah.
This is my
Yeah.
accent. What? Do you?
He's got the plague in his lungs. It's making
Yeah.
him talk funny and
Well, it's because he keeps standing up and walking around. His
Yeah.
lungs are just sucking it in.
The best
you
thing-
know? Yeah.
the best thing about like the COVID thing is I went to a wedding in Dearborn, Michigan, and I remember Dearborn is all Arabs, right? You know this, but
I know
Dearborn,
this.
Michigan. And my friend was one of my closest friends in the circle, and he was like, he's getting married. He's like, Habibi, and we have a group chat, all of us, all 12 of us. He's like, Wallahi, you have to come. This is my wedding. This is, I'm like, and we were like, how many guests do you have? 300 people only. I'm like, oh my
Only.
god! And this is like peak pandemic, like not after the first wave. And so I go there, and I started off with the mask. I came in with the mask, and then I was surrounded by like at least 75 Arabs at every corner. And I'm just like, I'm getting sweaty. I'm like, man, this is a lot, man. It's testing my resolve. And then I went to him. I said, Ahmed, like your father is here, man. Your mother is here, and like, and this old guy, and I'm like, what was with the COVID, man? The COVID stuff. And then he looks at me and he goes like, do you believe in God? Then let's dance. I'm like, all right. Oh, yeah, dude. He's got a point. How can you argue with that logic?
Yeah,
That is
yeah. Do you believe in God? Yes.
flawless
I
logic.
actually
And I
understand
guess-
what he was saying too. He was just like
And here's the thing:
Yeah,
300
it's party,
people.
man.
We danced all night. Nobody got sick.
he was saying
None of us
we're
got sick.
blessed. Yeah.
And then a week later, and he was like, "Hey, everybody is." He goes like, "Is everybody good in your family?" I texted him, "Was like, everybody good?" And he goes like, "What did I tell you?" Alhamdulillah. Let's party. I'm like, all right. This is it's just funny. I'm like, there's no scientific fact at all behind it. Just passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just passion.
We defeated COVID out of passion.
You're like, no. That statistically too, someone should have gotten sick
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I was just
a
worried
few
about
times over too.
Someone should have gotten like the cold at
Yeah.
least, you know,
No,
like the
no.
common cold.
Someone statistically also at that wedding got an STD. You know what I mean?
No, it's an Arabic wedding.
No, really, they don't get
No.
down at all at weddings.
Do Arabic people not get STDs?
No, we do. Or at least I do. I don't know what's going on. No, they do. But I'm saying in Arabic weddings, like you don't really get your you won't get your dick sucked like that.
Right, right.
Unless
That's
it's like
what
a
I
very
meant.
liberal wedding where like there's drinks and shit. You might like sneak in with some girl.
Oh, okay. That's right. There's no.
But that wedding doesn't have. No. Arabic weddings can be like it can go from segregated, like men and women alone, to like combined but no alcoholic drinks, to like fucking open game.
Oh,
I've
wow.
been to weddings where there was a guy, men on the floor with like whiskey glasses on their heads.
Oh, it's wild.
And like dancing like this, you know, and just
Yeah.
fucking good balance, by the way. But that's a wedding you can probably make a move or something like this, and you can. But there's also the idea of honor, you know.
Yeah.
It's not even it's the question of like religion. It's just that you are kissing my sister
Yeah.
at my other sister's wedding. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, in
That
America.
makes sense.
Yeah, in America they don't.
I appreciate that.
It doesn't seem like anyone cares. Seems like single women go to weddings and specifically
To hook up.
To
yeah,
hook up.
yeah. So do dudes, right? I mean,
Not,
Cash-
but,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
not
dudes,
specifically to, but
not to-
like
it's not
they'll
s-
accept a wedding invitation with that in the back of their mind.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But women, it seems, get all horned up by weddings when they're there alone.
Man, I went to 2 American weddings.
Or single, at least.
And I came with the idea, I'm like, I have a couple of suits, I'm going to look dapper. Also, the nice thing about it is you get to look really good. So it's like
Yeah.
almost like a classic way of meeting somebody. Like, look
Yeah.
at me at my best, and you got a dress on. This is very beautiful. But I got upset because the first wedding I went to, the grooms, the bride. I mean, the groom is from our side, but the bride was American. We're like, hell yeah, let's see who's the bride's. I know her cousins and shit, and everybody on her side of the family, all the girls were underage. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, I'm like, hey, yo, none of a single cousin is like 19, 20, like nobody is in college. Really? I was 25 at the time, so I wasn't like that old. But I was like,
No,
come
still.
on, no, everybody is like 14, 15. You know,
That
like I was
sucks,
dancing
dude.
with them to like make them feel good. Like, okay,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. And the second wedding I went to, not really good looking. I was really upset too.
I'm doing it again. Sorry.
Damn! Sluts!
It's the most common.
I
joke
know.
today.
They're children. Go ahead.
And there was that one girl that was like really into like she's like she's gonna suck somebody's. It seems like she's really on the prowl. But later we learned that she actually has like a boyfriend and they have troubles. I'm like, I don't want to get involved in all of this. I'm like, I also like it's fine. But those 2 weddings upset me. I'm like, I want to go to. I'm holding hope for a 3rd wedding where like I go in, it's like fire. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been to like a friend. I have no friends who have gotten married yet. Really, like none. Like, or if they have, it's not like I'm close enough with them where I'm at their wedding.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Wow.
Me
That sounds-
neither.
That sounds sad, man.
It does. I'm 30. I should have already been to at least one
It's
one
like-
real wedding,
I've
like a
been
real
to-
one, not a family one, like a friend who's like, come to my wedding.
Mine are always just like whoever I'm dating at the times. Like
Yeah.
they know someone that's getting married, so I'm like their date to a wedding, and I don't know anybody there.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like in the wedding and like dancing with some other bitch like for like the intro and stuff, and I'm just like I don't know anyone here, and some woman.
Oh, that's
said,
not mine.
I just eat. Yeah,
I went to 2 weddings with my exes, like the 2 different exes,
yeah.
and
Were either of them in the wedding?
like a part of the ceremonies and
Yeah.
shit. No.
Oh,
Because like that, I was like one of mine was like
Oh, the girl was free
the
with me.
groomsmen, yeah.
This is just
So like they're like the whole time you're eating dinner, they're like sitting with the
Yeah,
wedding
yeah,
party,
yeah.
and you're like sitting alone with the other girlfriends that are in the whatever.
yeah.
That
No,
are
that's annoying.
excluded.
That would
Yeah,
be
it's
fucking
weird.
annoying.
It's fucking weird.
The
And
last
then
wedding I
you're-
went
Then
to-
they're like, let's get drunk, let's have fun, and then you're like, why did you dip her on the dance floor? You know, like you didn't need to dip her. You didn't need to support her body weight. You know, just dance with her like a regular groomsman. This is obviously a sore spot for me.
No, obviously, yeah.
Right, you really
Like, why are you
zeroed in.
swinging her around? You know.
What's with the swindle? when you
Fucking
move, huh?
swinging. You don't even have
Swing
the
me.
frame to lift somebody. Continue.
No, it's like, oh, swing me. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, yeah. You got a date, bro. What's
yeah,
going
the fuck you doing?
I know. Did you get hammered at least? Like, it'd be funny if
No,
like,
I had to drive him back to
I
the
would-
hotel.
No, I would have made him fucking Uber both of us. I'm like,
Yeah.
because he would go sit there, do his duties, and then by the time he comes back 3 hours later, I'm like, that was a good wedding. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you just get drunk. I'm like, yes, we
No,
did.
I mean, I got over it pretty quick. I was like,
I
what
used
the
to want
fuck?
to just do the wedding crashers stuff in weddings, where it's just crash a wedding, crack out.
we should do that.
Right? Yeah, you and me.
I do have like somewhat of a suit here. I have like
I got
a couple of things.
I'll lock one down. I have a lady though, so I don't think she'll be cool with it. But
but
You guys
I'll be
can
like,
do all
babe,
this stuff
babe,
but the
it's for a
fucking-
bit, and it's
how
Osama.
can we find weddings to crash? We can crash too. You want to come?
There's
Yeah, I
got
have
to be
a
a way.
dress.
There's
We
got
can-
to be a way.
Because
You just walk up to a wedding. You just go
Just
to
go
Times
in.
Square. Or no, not Times Square.
Times
Sorry,
Square.
Central Park or something. Someone's probably getting married.
No, but I want to crash like a
you
a
just
ball,
gotta
like a
walk in-
ballroom.
You got to find
Like
a
a
crowded
hall.
one and got to walk in during the buffet. Like walk in,
Yeah.
get in line, eat the food, schmooze. Then when the dancing starts, that's when you can really get in there.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
make up like a backstory for like how
Who
you
are
know.
you? And it's like, oh, I'm Uncle Ted's. It's like second cousin, and they're like, oh, cool.
You know what? I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna see how we can get info on upcoming weddings online
Let's do it.
and like
Yeah.
crash a couple of weddings. And maybe we can go.
Where people post their weddings to the public.
No, because
their wedding
sometimes like
dates.
the venues would like have like oh, we have a wedding planned here and we have a wedding planned there.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
then we can be like, all right, we can like I don't know, we can do some research. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go
you
ruin
sure
someone's best day of their life.
No, we'll make it really good. We'll come in. I think we'll eat. I mean,
we'll bring a
just-
gift.
Yeah.
Like we'll make it classy.
I used to be a dishwasher at a wedding place, so I used
Oh.
to see weddings all the time. They're pretty easy to sneak into, it seems.
So you've got like the background on how
Yeah.
weddings work.
Yeah, nobody
A little
really,
bit.
especially after the everybody kind of gets in.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want when everybody's seating and you just walk in.
You
at
don't
all.
want to watch
no,
the wedding. No, you don't want
can't
to watch the
you
wedding.
can't really sit either because
Seats are reserved.
they're reserved. So
They're
that's what I'm
reserved
saying.
for
You have
family.
to come in while the food is being dished out.
And you got to hope it's a buffet because some weddings are by
Exactly.
guests
Late.
only, and you decide what you want to eat, and then
Exactly.
they have a seat for you.
Exactly. So you got to show up.
You got to
get
find the right
food,
wedding.
Go around, schmooze with different people, have a good time, yada yada. Then when the dancing starts, you start moving on the broads.
Yeah. I feel like enough people in public like look at me and they go like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" That like I could totally walk
Yeah.
in there and people
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen you since you were this big."
Yes.
You know?
right.
And I'm like, "Yes, that's right.
snap.
That's me. I'm Allie." Or
Yeah,
whatever.
you
Ali,
gotta-
that's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to find out who's there and who's not there too, because if someone didn't come, and you can like
Be them. yeah.
assume their identity.
But you can't. But you got to know who you're talking to.
exactly. It
Now
gets
we're getting
tricky.
into stalking,
Yeah,
where
just-
we're like, "What's
just-
your family tree?"
just sheer manipulation and.
I also feel like we're talking about
psychoticness.
like white wedding exclusively because I think any other wedding we're gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
yeah, especially you.
no, you're
They're gonna be
white
like, What's
enough.
this man?
You'd be fine.
You gotta
No.
you gotta ditch the whole beard.
Why?
Because then you'll look super white, and then they really won't bother you.
No, I don't look at my the bald spot is what like coming from a distance. People are like he's white, but something's going on with this guy. Looks like he's in pain or something. It was like he lost a
Yeah.
lot. I'm like, yeah.
They
it
see
is.
your hairy hands, and they're like,
Oh, the
"Wait a minute."
knuckles,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
The
The watch,
knuckles,
the gold
knuckles,
watch. They're
bro.
like, all right, too many.
this is what most girls do when they're like on a date with me is that they grab my hand when they're comfortable enough and like they start like it's just like you really have manly hands. I'm like, all right. You have like knuckle hair. I'm like, yeah.
I have knuckle hair on my toe.
Toe hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, girls have been joking about that stand-up comics, and
Have they?
It has brought it up to light, and I'm like, that's nice to know.
Yeah, we also have like happy trails usually.
Yeah,
too.
I don't
Like,
like that.
that'd be-
I don't
you
like
don't
it.
like it?
No, I don't like that at all.
Sorry.
I know it's fine. It's fine. That shit.
It's just
though.
grows there. What am I supposed to do?
I know
mean, I
nothing-
pluck it out,
Yes,
but like.
I
You pluck it
appreciate.
out.
But
I
then
appreciate women to do that.
But then that's the other
ooh,
thing too is
I've-
that it's like if you shave it, then you get ingrown hairs,
Yeah.
and then now some dude's gonna be grossed out if you have a happy trail, and then he's also gonna be grossed out if you have ingrown hairs because you're trying to get rid of your fucking happy trail. Grow up.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry,
It's fine. No, you're not wrong.
but
It's
I'm like,
just,
what am I supposed to do? Either way,
Yeah.
there's gonna be
No,
something
no.
there. You know what I mean? That bothers.
yeah.
Either way,
Of
it's going to
course.
bother me. So I don't know what to do. I hate it.
I know.
But we have that, and the knuckle hair, the toe knuckle hair doesn't bother me because I'm like, stay away from my fucking feet.
Yeah,
I
mean,
leave, I leave
think-
it there
I think
as a deterrent.
I think it depends, like where. That's funny. He's like, I actually like men's feet. Like, what? Stay away.
Yeah, no.
I think it depends how long the hair is. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
or
if
if
it's
it's
like-
noticeable.
if-
I
Super
mean, it's
noticeable,
not like
yeah.
it doesn't like grow a bush or anything, but like there's
No, not there. I'm talking about the toe.
oh the
Yeah,
toe.
we're talking about toes
Do you
at
guys
this
want to see my toe? No, actually, because my
No.
feet are still.
Don't
restaurant
put them for
feet.
the camera.
Yeah, no, I actually did post them on my Instagram story because I have a big callus on the side of one.
Oh, boy.
Because I'm a server, so I'm good at it.
I'm a server too. Why do you have a callus on the side of you?
Just from walking in my shoes so much.
What shoes do you walk in?
I wear Air Forces.
Do you take the sander?
Oh, that's
thing?
why. Yeah,
But no, I just have like it's just on the outside of my big toe.
You got to take one of those sanders to it.
Yeah,
Or
my
gotta-
mom used to have one. I left it
pedicure,
back
yeah.
at home. That's one of those childhood home
Sanders is funny.
things. Yeah.
Whatever I call it. Yeah, I don't know. What
You
it's
go to Home Depot. And
A Dremel. Yeah.
like, what's going on? I'm a lady. like, all
Yo,
right.
it could really.
Great.
I used to have ones where you should definitely do that. Like it could use a sander. We didn't even introduce you guys, but we're at an hour. If
Okay.
you guys are, happy. to
Yeah. Well,
clock
I mean, you are. Yeah, you are such a bad host, dude.
we didn't stop talking. I was like,
I imagine your listeners
That
are
is
like,
true.
who the fuck are these guys
Yeah.
now?
it says it in the, it says your names when we do the
That's
episode.
cool.
So, but Osama Basil,
Basal.
Basal, God,
For the love of God,
I'm gonna
Basil.
fuck up, and
Osama
Alaina,
Basal.
Alaina
Alaina
Bamfield.
Bamfield.
Yep.
Alaina Bamfield.
From the mitten.
Thank you for coming on, you guys. Do you guys have anything to plug? Social media, podcasts, anything? Shows coming up? Please do it. If not, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Alaina Bamfield Comedy. That's Bamfield with an M, like mother. And I have a podcast. It's called Leave Me Alone, and I'm gonna start. I've got a lot of episodes out that you can listen to, but I'm gonna start doing it again in the next couple weeks. So
yeah, it
check
was on
out.
halt because you moved here.
Yes, it was on halt because of the move.
Yeah, because it
Nice.
sounded like you just gave up on the puns. I have already some, but like just listen now. She's-
No,
her
no.
podcast is cool. I
Thanks, so.
never been on it, but it's nice. No. And my name is Osama. Is a very. You should know how to spell that shit. But Instagram is Osama the comedian. OSAMA the comedian. We have a show on the 11th. It's actually a Valentine's Day show on the 11th at Tiki Mice Bar. I forgot the name of the bar, but it's 11th.
Oh, this will be coming out a little later than that.
Oh.
So it might be.
We have a show on the 18th.
Definitely on the
at Con Body,
I think so.
which is a Saturday 9 p.m. show at Con Body, which is on the Lower East Side. The tickets are only $5. If you follow me, by that time the episode comes out, I will have the link to the tickets. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have...
It might be
bunch
beyond
of-
that too. I apologize.
Huh?
I said it might be beyond that as well. I
Okay.
apologize.
Well, listen, man. Just follow me on Instagram. all right? I don't know. Like, it's actually, I rarely have shows I produce like this, and this is and you just shut them down. All right, cool.
I'm
Listen, you know what,
sorry.
man?
If this, I don't think, because I don't know. I think this is coming out just when this comes
All right.
out. It'll be past that date.
Nice.
But if it isn't,
Just follow me, man.
Yeah.
If anybody follows, it's okay.
I apologize. I'm
No,
sorry. I
it's
should have
okay.
mentioned that before the podcast.
No, it's okay. I've been actually hovering between. It's funny enough. I've been hovering between 1,670 followers and 1,680 followers for like 2 months. It is hilarious. It's like
Let's break that for
and then
us.
I went to like 1,691 now, 1,691. Oh my god, that's cool. But it's gonna take me 8. Like everybody that follows me on Instagram is a legitimate person that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Same,
no bots.
usually.
It's just like human people that I know, and I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. Real fans. I'm like, I wish I could use like non-real fans, man. That's fine.
Same. I wish. I know. I wish I didn't. Because there's a thing in me where I'm like, I wish I could just buy.
You
You
can,
can, but
it's not-
I won't.
Well,
Like,
it's-
I can't do
You
it.
know what? It's gonna show too. I know quite a few people, but I know somebody who has like 78,000 followers allegedly, and then her videos got 2,000 views, 3,000 views.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta,
How's that
you know.
working? Yeah,
not
I know similar people who do that as well.
You know, but yeah, we'll see. Well, it's okay. I mean, the followers is one thing, and the actual success. Because I know comics in the cellar, comedy cellar, who's got like maybe less than 2,000 followers,
Word.
but they're the cellar.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just the success versus the
Right.
Talent,
perception.
actual talent.
exposure is
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah.
And I'm against like burning material. Really, I feel like at this age, at this stage of our careers, if you burn material, what's the fucking point?
I know, dude. I put up a reel of one of the jokes. I still do it, but I put it up, and I even said it when I did it. I was like, I'm burning this because it's fucking.
You're not burning.
I know
it.
I'm not, but it's
No.
it's still like once I put it up, I was like, oh, I can't like if I do this joke again and it gets a better response, I can't just like repost.
The
different
thing
clip.
is that like
People do that.
it
Actually, I
doesn't-
know a comic that does that. He reposted the same jokes in multiple shows.
But if you-
I know someone does as well.
But if you think about it, you're not burning anything, right? Because
Well,
if
not
you
really.
if you post a clip and if you post a reel and it gets no traction, nobody fucking saw it. Nobody knows that you tell that joke. You can still go tell that joke. You can still work
True,
on
true,
that
true.
joke.
Yeah,
You can make that joke a totally different joke and post it again later, and that could have potential to take off. And then on the flip side of that, if you post a joke and it does pick up in the algorithm and it goes well, some people might come and see you because they
That
love
joke,
that
yeah,
joke
yeah.
and they want to hear that joke.
agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
And I mean,
There's
flip side.
I've had a couple of reels that have done decently well, and I have had people at shows be like, "I came here because I wanted to hear 5 more big bites or whatever."
Oh, nice, nice.
Like in Michigan, like
Yeah.
fucking local people. But like,
That's
but it's
cool, though.
happened.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's so I don't know. Like I just don't want anyone to be like, oh,
There's
I shouldn't
two-
post
yeah,
reels
yeah.
because of this or that. And it's
There's
like,
two.
do it. It doesn't matter. You know,
There's
it really
two
doesn't
sides
matter.
of the coin. There's two
Hell
sides
yeah.
of the coin, and
I like
then
that
there's
side.
that's why I post crowd work. That's why I do like crowd
I
work.
try that as well.
My shit is
I'm not good at crowd work. So
I,
I have, to
have
defend
quite a
it.
few crowd work bits like shelved up. This week I was gonna post some. I didn't post because of the earthquake in Syria. I just didn't want to post. I didn't think it was
Appropriate.
appropriate to post them during. So next week I'm like, it's fine. It's hiatus. It's okay. But yeah, crowd work is fine. Yeah, I posted one joke one time and I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you are correct, but not everything, not every single material. I've seen people where like it's like at least 12 bits on. I'm like, that must be your
Yeah, you're told
Entire-
20. Yeah.
Well, no, I definitely feel it. Like even when I came out here, like the one that I just posted a couple weeks ago that did decently well. I like did not want to tell it at those open mics last night, even though it's a newer joke. Like it's pretty new to my set list.
Yeah.
I just got a good clip of it at Zany's, so I posted it. You
Nice.
know. So like it still could change. Like I'm worried about that a little bit, but I'm like
Nah.
I didn't want to tell it out here because I was like, oh, that joke's already online. You know,
Well, I mean-
even though it is new, and
Yeah,
I
no.
do want to work on it still. Like, kind of sucks.
I mean, you can say a joke right here at this podcast, and we never know when this is gonna come out. This episode, so we never know. You might be famous by
I'm
that
like
time.
a week ahead. Yeah, I'll explain it when we get off the pod.
No,
No
this
doubt.
was a lot of fun, man.
Thanks, man. No, I'm glad you guys came on. This was what it was. We'll hopefully plan it better next time. But again, it was like last minute. I
This is
appreciate
beautiful.
you guys
No, thank you
coming
for
out.
having us.
Absolutely.
Also, let me do mine real quick. Follow me, you guys, at Silly Selly on Instagram. Follow Yes Offense Podcast on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube Yes Offense, please. We are now a video. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe definitely to, and please follow the podcast page because I want to eventually not post anything for the podcast on my page. I just want to transfer it to there. Please go there and write a review on iTunes if you don't mind. Subscribe on Spotify. I don't know what you can do on Spotify. Do whatever you can. Tell your friends about the podcast. I'd really appreciate it. Third Saturday of every month, Powder Hollow Brewery in Connecticut. I got a few more shows coming up that I'll be producing, and follow my Instagram for any dates that I'll be announcing soon. Again, thank you so much, you guys.
thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it is fun. It is a fun pod. Anyway,
All right, great pod.
thanks, guys. Peace. What did you press
See
in?
Damn! Sluts!